It's 5:48. It's time for Paint Zoom. Okay. What we're going to do today is this painting, this photograph. Anyway, I bought that ornament and had the ribbon, and this is from our yard, the green stuff. And I did a whole bunch of pictures with that, depending on what little toy I thought I wanted. And so I did that photograph session and got that up. The other thing I did is we talked about reflections and what's it called? Plastic wrap. And I fixed my flamingo. So he's not skating. And I know it would have been kind of more fun to have him skating. But of course, I had to find out if you can fix things with plastic wrap. And I think I did. I mean, it's different color, but that's because I used the wrong paint. But you evidently can fix things. What I did is I wiped out the foot and the stuff I didn't want, and then painted over with blue and put the plastic wrap down, and then took the paint away where I wanted the reflection. So you can correct these things.
That's excellent.
That's the flamingo. The other thing, and if you went to the art show, you saw it, is that I finished this.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, and that's on the art show that I referenced. And this one, because I had such a problem with the flamingo and the reflection, I said, well, what if you thought about the reflection ahead of time? So I thought about the reflection ahead of time. I put down the green. I did this green and I did this green. And then I put saran wrap with the pleats going this way and let that dry. And then I did blue and gray and put saran wrap going that way.
Good girl.
And so it got to have reflections and still have the little waves. And probably if I were going to do this for real, I would do interesting things with a brush now. But, you know, I'm just doing this. But this is what we're going to do today. Anyway, usually I do something this complex. I do it myself during the week. I haven't done that this week. So I'm doing this cold. You can see that the top part is, maybe you can see it, is done with the saran wrap, just the dark. On the reference photo, it's black, but I thought that's just because the background I have is black. Right. And I don't want it to be black, but you have to have some darks or otherwise this doesn't make any sense. In other words, the shadow on the globe needs dark in order for it to make sense. So I made it dark purple. And then I put saran wrap on it for texture because I am now just into saran wrap. And after a while, I won't be, but right now I am. And I've gooped my little white spots. You can see here.
Oh.
So these are gooped and the ribbon is gooped.
Okay.
Because I figured if I've got this fluffy part, I want to just be able to do this, you know, but the ribbon is on top of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I put the goop on the, and when you pick out a reference photo, it's good to think a little bit about what it is you're going to have to do in order to get it. Like thinking about the fact that I've got to goop the ribbon, because you wouldn't have to goop the ribbon for color. I mean, red is, you know, the color is good. You goop these because it's white and you want to preserve the white. But the rest is painting. And that's where we are. So I'm going to start with the globe and put down the lightest thing, and hopefully not lose my shadows. I figured out that this is a shadow of the ribbon, which is interesting because of course it's not red. So anyway, here we go. And I'm expecting wonderful things, especially from Erin, because she did a beautiful she did such a beautiful job on the bottles when we did bottles, and you all did good jobs on the bottle, which is why I'm doing this, which was my inspiration. So if you don't want me to do these things, don't do so well. Okay, so I've got my blue, my very thin blue first. Here we go. And I have a very thin goop right along this edge because this looks very white to me. This is scary. It's always scary to get started.
No.
But you do it so well.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not scary.
I understand.
Well, that's very true. It's once you started, you kind of get into it, but to get over that hump to get started.
Yeah. And this morning, because I hadn't done anything as of this morning, I said, I've at least got to get the sketch done.
There's a lovely scene from the Jackson Pollock movie of Edward Harris starring Ed Harris starring Pollock, where he's gotten this big commission and he's got a canvas the size of a living room wall, and he looks at it and he's freaked out. So
Funny.
And that's finally when he begins to do his splashy stuff,
Mhm.
which turns out to be very hard to do as well as he did it. And which also proves there is no such thing as truly random.
Good point.
Because when I do it, and I went through a stage of doing things like that, it didn't look at all like his stuff. Because his had a rhythm to it, and that was important. Oh. Okay, I've got one coat. Now a little knob at the end. This is a faux Japanese fisherman float. It's reproduction.
Sure.
Not a real one. And now I think I'm going to do a little bit of the darkness before I lose my pencil lines. Or maybe not. Maybe I've already lost it. And this actually comes in small, doesn't it? Well, that's not very good. And I'm going to put my glasses on. I didn't used to paint. I mean, when we first started Paint Zoom, I didn't need my glasses to paint.
Uh-oh.
Exactly. Now I need my glasses to paint. Well, I had cataract surgery and they corrected my sight, and then I did
Wonderful.
reading. And now, and they said, do you want us to correct it for all the time? And I said, no, I'm going to continue to get older. And so it's going to deteriorate. Just give me the distance vision and I'll wear readers.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to do it for a good while, but no more. But that's quite a while ago now that I had the surgery, isn't it, Chris? How long is that?
that also 2007, 2009.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
it was after cancer. So it's 2010 probably.
Mhm.
So it's 10 years.
Yeah.
So I've had wrinkles for the last 10 years.
Yeah. Well, that was a joke that
Uh.
somebody told us that the woman came out of surgery and she said, I don't know how he put wrinkles on my face.
Mhm.
I didn't have wrinkles before.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So of course, when I had it, I said, but the odd thing is it made Chris have wrinkles too, that he didn't have before I had the surgery. Okay, so there's some of the darks getting going. Oh, this one shouldn't be. This one is not this big. I've got to take that out. Tissues, yes. This is a light, not a dark. Well, I think I've got to wait till it dries before that happens. Well, here's the beginning. It's a beginning. All right. I'll do just a little bit here. Okay. So there's one beginning. Ick. Don't mess with it. Go someplace else. Go someplace else. Let's do some green. Let this dry. Oh, good. Good. Alrighty. Greens. I'm doing the holly first because it's defined in a way that the fir tree is not. This has got one hair on the tip, which is allowing me to do a very straight line. And sooner or later that will wear off. and then I'll have to find another really straight one.
What brand brush is it?
It says artist brush.
It says art brush?
It just says artist brush.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's the same ones that I bought for
The center?
the center. Yeah,
Oh.
where you get like 8 brushes for $12 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
And there are all these long handles. I don't particularly like long handles because I choke up pretty much on the, on the silver. But they were cheaper and they're a good quality brush. The brush part is good.
Okay.
So-
You got those at Blick?
No, I got them from Amazon.
Oh.
It used to be that Blick would give you free shipping if you ordered $35 worth of stuff. And that was pretty easy to do, $35. But now they're up to like $50. And that is not so easy.
What? Oh, no.
Yeah. And we have Amazon Prime.
Yes.
So often Amazon, I find things on Blick
Yes.
and then I look for them on Amazon.
Uh-huh. Okay. Smart.
Yeah. So, and often I can find it. And usually the retail price is more, but if you consider shipping, it's not.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah.
I hate it when they say, $3.95 and then it says $14 shipping. Because I think that's so unfair, that they're
It is. It is.
cheating.
Robbing you. Yes, they are.
Oh, there's a leaf there that I didn't sketch in, so it's not going to be in mine. It's not going to be in it.
We're not mad at you.
Oh,
Which green is that, Elin?
hooker's green.
Okay.
I like hooker's green. To me,
Yeah.
it's a very pure green. Yeah, you can make green with yellow and blue. But I like colors sort of that mix through because I don't use a lot of colors. I do use green. I do use burnt sienna as my orange. But I don't have a purple. I never found a purple I like. And so I am always mixing my purples. And I know Lynn has brown in her paint kit.
Ooh, yeah.
I
And
do.
brown always seems like a waste of money because paint wants to be brown. Paint wants to go to brown. So it's very easy to get there. Okay, so we've got backgrounds of those leaves. Now, two more holly leaves. I was going to do the holly and the ivy. And we have ivy. I mean, everybody on the hill has ivy, it seems. And then I cut some of this tree that lives out back. I said, oh, well, I should use the tree. So, and the holly I picked up off, I don't have holly in my yard. Picked it up off the street. Chris and I walk in the morning and, well, sometimes we don't walk till the afternoon, but we try and get out and walk for half an hour every day. And there it was, just laying there on the street. And I said, oh, I can just take this. It's not going to go back on the bush.
You recycled it.
I recycled it. I made it part of our painting. Okay. I'm feeling very scattered this holiday season. I often have a better plan.
Well, it's a whole different kind of year for everybody.
Yeah.
So
I don't ever have a problem with my gifts for my grandchildren, though. I send them checks
they love it.
and they're happy. It always
Yes.
fits. It's always the right color.
They love it. Yes.
And size.
And I get it. I try and get it to them before the 13th. In Sweden, the holiday season begins on St. Lucia Day, Santa Lucia, on the 13th. And so I try to get them their checks by then so that then they can use them to buy presents for
right.
other people if they need to.
Oh, that's sweet.
So my shopping, my holiday stuff is done.
You.
I did that today.
Wow.
I wrote
How many
my checks.
grandchildren?
We have 9 grandchildren we have 7 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
Oh,
So
wow.
the
That's wonderful.
the great-grandchildren, except for 2, they don't, the two older ones, they get checks, but the other ones, their parents get checks, and, you know,
Oh, okay. Yes. Uh-huh. Oh,
They
that's good, Elin.
yeah. So I did that today.
Good, good, good.
Am I getting this right? No, I think I'm doing the shadow. Well, it just turned into a leaf.
Why not?
Right. There. Okay. So there's that.
You got this off the internet?
No, I took this picture.
Oh.
I
She
took this
bought
picture.
the clear
I
bulb.
bought the bauble. I bought
Ah.
the bauble.
I looked all over the internet and couldn't find a translucent picture anywhere.
Yeah, I
Wow.
did too.
So thank you for purchasing that.
There
for us.
it is in person.
Oh, okay.
It's beautiful.
It is.
It came with, net around it. But I said, no, I
Oh.
don't want the net. I just want the ball. And it's supposed to be a Japanese net float.
So is that a little thicker than a Christmas ornament?
It's a little thicker and I like the color.
Yes, gorgeous.
So
Mm-hmm.
I bought it. And actually it's a little bit cheaper than when you go to the place and get where they do have them, they're very expensive when they're clear. So I said, no, I'm gonna get this. Because I don't need 6. I need 1, I need 1 for my students.
You need a Charlie Brown tree to put it on.
I think it would, it's heavy. It wouldn't work really well with the Charlie Brown tree. What I do, again, I'm so cheap. I go out to where they're selling Christmas trees and I pick up branches
Oh, yes.
and I have a big vase. And so then I put them in a vase
Mm-hmm.
and I decorate it.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to work pretty well.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you do.
Well, Chris and I are kids, but we don't have any kids that come, especially not this year. And usually, even regular years, we go there. We go to visit. And we don't go on the day or on the eve because there's too many of them. And then they will say, well, how come you went to her? So instead we go and try and see everyone in the States. We don't go to Germany. Try to see everyone during the season. But
Oh,
this year, I think we'll just do a Zoom.
But not a one of them sounds, not even the youngest great-grandchild sounds the way she just made them sound.
No, I don't. They're nice.
They don't
They're
fuss like
sweet.
that.
They don't fuss. They're very sweet. They're actually very sweet. They are very sweet.
We went to Germany once, hoping to get there for the Christmas market. We got there 4 days early, closing it up, and they closed all the stores. And I kept saying, un-American they are, because you're supposed to spend time with family, I guess.
Yep. Well, Switzerland and I think Germany too. You can't shop after 5 o'clock at night.
Right. That still goes on. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, I think it's to discourage working women.
Absolutely. That's, yeah. And sending the kids home for a 2-hour lunch every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what Paul and Claudia did. I guess, I don't know what they did about that. Because she's a teacher. My daughter-in-law is a teacher. And my son, he has a job.
They've eased up a little bit. I think they're open one evening a night in Switzerland and Saturday morning, or Saturday in some places Saturday. But when we first went there, no, nothing was open.
Nothing's open.
Nothing was open.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son that's in Germany did get the COVID virus from one of its students.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
But they've been following the rules better than most.
Oh, better than we are.
Yeah.
I mean, not we, us
Oh,
on this call, but we in this country.
yeah, one of his students went to a party and then came to class.
Yeah. That's this one.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know which is which. I think this one. I think this one is underneath all of this other stuff. Okay. This one has this big yellow. That's gonna have to be done with a smaller brush. And it's gonna have to be done after it's dry. Okay. So now our fluffy bits. I think I should do the brown first on the fluffy bits, which means I need to make brown. This is pretty good. This is pretty brown already. So burnt sienna. And blue. That's pretty brown. Maybe it's a little thin. So what's everybody going to do for the holidays since we're not traveling, or is anybody traveling?
No.
No.
We had Thanksgiving dinner in the backyard, which is
Oh,
nice. At separate tables.
Yeah.
And we got carry out Indian.
I have a friend who always gets Chinese on Christmas Day.
Oh, that's what we're going to do Christmas. The same thing, but with Chinese.
Yeah.
Jewish tradition.
Indian. Where do you get Indian?
Well, we went down, we found this place down in Crystal City that has the world's best naan. And I can get the name of it. It's really quite good.
I remember that one, yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Right there at the sort of Route 1 and near the
Yeah.
subway.
Yes. We discovered it, and it's, if you go non-rush hour, it doesn't take long at all.
Right. Yeah. The idea is not to do rush hour.
I'm sad that the Indian restaurant on the hill went, because I really liked it, the one on 8th Street.
Yeah, that was good.
It was very nice. It was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm amazed that we have as many restaurants still open.
I am too. They've been hit so hard.
Yeah.
We try to order out at least once a week to keep things going.
Yeah.
Yes. Excuse me, we do too.
Yeah, that's the big night out now.
Yes.
We'll order takeaway.
Yeah.
Sort of go, yeah. I still have to do the dishes. It's not quite
Really?
the same. Well, you know. I do
Yeah.
the dishes because Chris does all the cooking.
Ah,
Oh,
So
but you get lids for mixing paint.
yeah, I have lids. Yes, I have lids.
Well, nobody really wants to eat out of those styrofoam containers. You want to put
No.
it
Yeah.
in.
Right, I don't either. So okay. Where else do I have to go with this? I have to do things inside the ball. That's scary.
yes, that is. I agree.
Oh. Anything else? No. And while these out here surely have these branches, you don't kind of see them. So here I'm just sort of faking it. There's one that goes up. Oh, that's that one. And then that one. And then that one. Okay, I've got all the big ones. I've got the big ones. Whoops. But there should be some browns in here. And there's a shadow of the ribbon. Did you notice that I did not go and make a green? I'm just putting the brown that I'm using for this as my shadow. Because all it has to be is dark.
Okay.
And you can take those kind of liberties. If I had probably I would not have used blue. Well, I could probably use blue. Let's see. Where's my blue? Where's my blue? Not purple. I could probably use purple too.
What blue is that?
Ultramarine.
Okay.
It's not as dark as the brown. But yeah, you can use the blue too. So you can use any dark once you've got your color established. And I remember, were you, Lynn, were you in the class when we were doing pastels?
No, I don't think I was.
No, okay. Because there was a point I wasn't getting dark on my apple. And so I just put some blue. And somebody said, you put blue in an apple. I said, well, it wasn't getting dark. And black often makes things seem harsh or dirty, you know?
Yeah.
So I try not to use it.
Yeah.
Now, of course, we know about gray. So I suppose the classical thing I should have done here is do a green and red gray, which of course would be very seasonal as well. This, I did a goop. I did a glop here. So yeah, I'm using the blue now. I think I like the blue better for my shadows. This is too wet. When it gets too wet, then you're picking it up instead of putting it down.
Thank you.
There we go. I've got a couple of glops that I will have to fix. Okay. There we go. Now, the fun part. Where's a fan brush?
Mm.
I want a nice fan brush. There we go. And here I have red and green because this is a very gray green. It's not a very green. I mean, the holly is much greener, you know, true green. But the fur is pretty brown. There we go. So now this is going to be awkward right by the ball. Except that, of course, the ball has some too. Sounds like somebody's got a shortwave going. Breaker 19. Brings me back. Now I guess they all just go on their phones. Ah, wrong angle. Whoops. I almost put blue in my fir trees here.
Oops.
Yep.
Blue spruce.
Blue spruce, right. This is actually a juniper, which is called a red cedar, but it isn't a red cedar.
Interesting.
It's a juniper. It's what they make gin out of.
Ooh.
I'll drink
Right.
that.
Yeah. So I have these little berries. Does somebody have a shortwave on? Or the police channel? Whoa. Okay. I may go back to that. Yeah, it sounds like a shortwave, like truckers. You know, you hear a microphone opening and then you hear squawking. And I'm wondering, you know, it used to be that, you know, you could tap in, sometime you would tap into the
Sure.
Police channel or something like that? By mistake? I'm wondering.
You thought I was kidding about the witness protection program.
Okay, so now let's go back to our blue ball. I'm not feeling terribly good about. Oh, it stopped now. Oh, there it was. There was a little blip, but it went away again. I thought these were two different blues. I think they're the same blue.
It's fine.
Hey, Louise,
How's everyone?
she finally made it.
Nice seeing you.
Better late than never.
Yes, definitely.
Always.
Definitely.
Oh, that's looking wonderful, Elin.
Well, when I do something like this, I usually like to do one ahead of time, like the day before. Didn't do it this time. Came down with sort of a 24-hour bug of some sort.
How are you feeling now?
Fine, fine.
Good, good, good.
But when I went to bed last night, I said, I may have to cancel. I don't know about this.
Oh, wow.
But it seems to be gone now, which is good.
Yes, it is.
But that means I didn't do my practice, you know? So, so I'm doing this first time live. I've entered, Louise will know what I'm talking about. I've entered the members jury show, and I've done two things that we've done in class. I mean, I've entered 5 things, but I've entered the two things that we did in class. And I said, and if more than one person wants to buy them, I have 2 of each. Because I do them. I try to do them so that I know what
You
I'm doing.
sometimes find your second one comes out worse than the first.
Yes, often.
That scares me. That's why I hate to try it again.
Yeah, I often find that, and sometimes it's technically better, but it often doesn't have as good a feeling because I'm bored. Well, not bored, but I think I know what I'm doing, so I just do it and don't
Right.
do too much. This does not look transparent to me at all. I think it's going to need some taking away. It's going to need some taking away here. Where's the dry brush? Not too big. Whoa! That's the problem with these cheap brushes.
Oh, no.
The brush part's fine. I've got a glue gun.
Masking tape will also work.
Yes, masking tape will also work. Well, I'm trying to make it look right for the zoom. Not look as put together with baling wire chewing gum as it is. Yuck. Big glop. I'm making a mess. I'm scattering blue all over the desk.
Okay.
It's okay. It's watercolor.
True.
It comes up with water. That may be a problem with my icon. That things come up because it's water. Because when I first started, my gold was sort of leaking into the dress. And a little bit is okay, because then it just is sort of shimmery, but a lot of it is not.
Elin, have you decorated your home?
I've got candles up.
Okay.
So from the outside, it looks like I have.
Uh-huh.
If you walk by the house, it looks like, oh, those people are celebrating.
And you have a swag or a wreath on your door?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Swedes actually don't start celebrating until the 13th.
Yeah.
And I usually don't put up my candles until the 13th.
Oh, okay.
Because we are getting new tenants, I said, well, if I put the candles up now, they will already be in when they come.
Okay.
And so
Mhm.
then they can take them down. If they don't like them, they can take them down, but I sort of have a jump on them.
Okay.
That's great.
Yes.
But the ones that are in, they are fine with it. In fact, they have a cat and they put a cat bed above the candles so the cat can lay there. And if they were real candles, I mean, you know, they're electric. If they were real candles, the cat might get burned up.
Crispy critter.
Oh,
Yeah, crispy critters, exactly.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I think this is as far as this is going to get. Well, it's a little transparent. It needs more taking away than it needs putting on.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be sure and have enough color so that when I did the leaves, the fir tree leaves, it will be reasonable. Okay, it's beginning. It's a beginning.
Fabulous.
Let me,
Mm.
it's a little bit transparent.
Wow.
Oh, you're
Right.
gonna take the goop off later, I guess?
I will take the goop off later and make the ribbon red, you know, because like this worked, you know, this is all goop.
Right.
So when I take the goop off, I mean, now there's a yellow ribbon, but when I take the goop off, then I can make red there.
Sorry.
Very good.
And hopefully that will also make the thing look more transparent because it goes around and back. Oh, look at that. I just did that. Let's take a clean tissue and wipe that up. That's the other thing. You have to be gentle with yourself about stuff like this. See that?
Mhm.
Because you can get it up later. You know, if I work at that a little bit more, it'll disappear.
That's cool.
But that's where we are right now. I will bring it in next time. I don't know what I'm going to do next time. Maybe we'll do fir trees. Wintry
Fir trees are
things.
good. Fir trees are good.
Okay. Okay, I'm calling it. Everyone have a great week.
Thank you.
Work on your balls.
Yes.
See you next week. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well,
Take
thank you
care.
again. Take
Bye.
care. Be well.